I'm still tripping, and I know that Senator Feinstein rightfully asked to put this in writing, and I see, Dr. Sabet, you can barely contain yourself with your finger on the microphone. What is the difference between Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 in your mind?
Well, it's actually a very technical difference and a very minor difference, and it's not going to make the difference for research. I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, Schedule 2...
Hold on, stop. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you a lot because I have a little time.
Right.
Dr. Ingram just said it makes a big difference. His ability to access Schedule 2 drugs. Dr. Ingram, is that true? Difference in being able to access Schedule 2 drugs for research versus Schedule 1?
Well, we already have Schedule 2.
Right.
We're
It's
already
easier to get, easier to
we have it as part of our practice.
Right. So with that, I've heard testimony from a doctor, a researcher, that says Schedule 2 is easier to access.
Here's the thing. Schedule 2 is absolutely easier to research, but the issue is it doesn't solve the problem that you want of getting the drugs to folks now.
Already concentrated on that.
And it does not allow you to prescribe it. Right now, we have a Schedule 1 drug that is the date rape drug, Rohypnol, GHB. We have a Schedule 4 that is exactly that Schedule 1 called Xyrem that's used for narcolepsy. There are ways where marijuana does not meet the definition of Schedule 2, and you can create those products, and we should do that.
Clearly, Schedule 2 is easier to access. Clearly, you can do research on it. Clearly, you have drug companies, as Senator Gillibrand just said.
It's a small difference.
Well, then why are you resisting that difference then?
Because we should spend our time doing things that are going to help families now and help researchers now, which are the things that I mentioned about multiple sites.
You're saying to me, sir, stop.
And it's a red herring by the legalization movement. Who wrote the CARES Act?
Excuse me. Clearly, it's optics that you're concerned with. Clearly, this makes a difference, and you're saying this stuff, and you could put your rest of your answers in writing, but clearly, the downside of this, the danger of this, is not that families will be hurt. You're just saying that they will not be helped enough. And so we have not just CBD, as you just admitted, it's an entire marijuana plant that has a lot of other aspects that could potentially be helpful. That right now we have a choke point on the source, and the researcher's unable to get it. And a schedule change may not have the grand difference that people want, but it has a difference in the ability for research to being done. Now, the Senator Gillibrand went through the different diseases and the different challenges we have from our military veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress, from people with cancers and glaucomas and other challenges who can't even get to the point of being in trials, not just for CBD, but for other elements as well. And so, just one more time, Dr. Ingram, you're telling me that you agree that their medical value does exist in the overall study of this plant and its ability to help sick Americans.
Of course. We already use Marinol in our cancer patients every day. I mean, and if we removed plant-based abusive potentials from the market, then you're talking about removing a lot of our current prescription medications. The key for us is we have Americans who are using this already every day in a geographically segregated way, some with tremendous success, and we want to understand that because we want to make that widespread. We want to make it safe, and we want to make it widespread.
And you're a researcher who is doing research right now on Schedule 2 drugs.
I prescribe Schedule 2 drugs every day.
Right, and so the idea that a Schedule 1 drug has no medical application whatsoever, while you're telling me in your testimony that there are potential medical applications, clearly shows that this does not qualify for what a Schedule 1 drug says it is.